are we getting a possible tease for Outcome Memories to come back? Now, there's a lot that happened throughout the past couple of weeks, and from what we do know, Outcome Memories being cancelled, but there is a lot that's going on that I actually want to get into that does kind of seem like you don't expect it from a game that's supposed to be cancelled. Now, please everyone, like, share, subscribe, comment down below what do you think. We are trying to reach 20,000 subscribers for our next giveaway. So when we do reach the set goal, I will be doing a giveaway. So just make sure to like, share, and subscribe, everyone. And now let's get into it. So starting with one of the major new things that we have seen, first of all, we did get an update a couple of weeks ago where we got a lot more stuff in Outcome Memories, such as we did get new music, such as replacement music, of course, as well as many other cosmetics, costumes, and we have just been getting so much that is pretty unexpected. It's almost like a surprise at every other moment. And we do know that the final batch still has to come. So if we're getting so much right now and there's so much time left for the final batch, then we're getting small snippets of other things over time. And that includes Supersonic getting a rework for Dev exclusive, which was a shocker 2-3 days ago. Out of nowhere, people encountered this and it was a big shocker. Now I'm gonna show some moments for Supersonic, which this video is from Cuppy, big credits to them, and just please take a look. So we did see that Supersonic does transform, having a whole animation, as well as the fact that you could notice in this clip that Supersonic Hero does play whenever you go near Supersonic, and you see a new icon, a health bar design that's all exclusive for Supersonic, as well as the fact that there are many other changes, such as the fact that according to most people, Supersonic does not have the M1 attack anymore, as well as the fact that Peel Out was replaced by a totally different move, something along the lines of some homing attack system. But from what we do know, this Supersonic does not have fly, which in specific, the only way to fly is if you activate Drop Dash. And this is a much more dimmed down version compared to the level of, as I'm saying, OP. Because when you have the private server Supersonic, there's an M1 attack and the Peel Out and much more. This Supersonic, on the other hand, has a lot of new work done and a whole animation for transformation, as well as the fact with the whole photo that you could see at the side UI and a lot of the move changes. So where do I think this is going? I think that this wouldn't be a character, but this could possibly be something for a Juggernaut mode. Juggernaut mode meaning that there's 1 or 2 survivors and the rest are executioners, such as the fact that we know Supersonic was supposed to be a Juggernaut exclusive, and as well as Neo Metal Sonic, which of course not getting that mode, it ended up that they were just on private servers, and there are many other characters planned for that, and many other different reworks for some characters for Juggernaut mode. So I'm assuming now that if you have Supersonic having such a big work, the fact that what we do know is so far for the longest time we knew that Nullvix was the only one coding everything. And I have found out that there are much more people joining the team. I don't know about coders, to be honest, but I do know that there are more people joining Outcome Memories. So it's very well possible that we could possibly have more people to help along the line of making Juggernaut mode, making a lot more. And another big fact is that from what we understand, there were a lot of teases going on for much more things that we could expect. For how on the final batch, we know that we're getting Nazo, we're getting Tricky the Clown, and we're getting Dark Sonic, all as Fleetway variants with their own voice lines, as well as a Yourself variant for Fleetway. And from what we did understand, we knew that most cosmetics, most emotes, most variants and stuff that were planned for version 0.2 would just end up being in the final batch. You close the book, there's Outcome Memories. But I have such a big feeling now that there's going to be much more, because nobody spoke about the fact that we were going to get a Supersonic rework out of the blue. And for some reason, only devs have access to this. It's not even like it's in private servers. So my assumptions would be this, that possibly, maybe, we might get Steve Outcome getting a little bit more work, like how we assumed in the past that Steve Outcome could turn to Crimson X, or possibly just getting Steve Outcome just as a public executioner for the game. But it was a big speculation that we had. Even Sobi mentioned it, a lot of others mentioned it until it got deconfirmed. But who knows, maybe we could get something along the lines of that also, because if you have a Juggernaut mode, naturally you're going to need some more executioners, and you already have Steve Outcome right there, so it's very well possible. So based on my theory now, I'm assuming that it's possible that we could get some more content that was already halfway done or planned, because we know that Shadow is getting a rework, when originally Shadow wasn't supposed to be in just yet, because we knew that the game got cancelled, and based on high demand after Shadow being in private servers, we got Shadow in public servers. And then the fact that Shadow was so broken, we got to see Shadow get straight up jailed. And now we know that Shadow's getting reworked to be nerfed and be much more smoother to fit the game, as well as how the other characters are, which is not broken. So based on my understanding, there's no need to put so much effort in a cancelled game if you know that you're not going to continue it. So I'm assuming that we could get a lot more. Maybe not the game could continue, but maybe there could just be extra stuff. I'm not saying a version 0.3, I'm just saying some extras for version 0.2, such as Juggernaut mode, one or two more characters possibly out of the blue, and from my assumption, we would be very lucky if we see Steve Outcome or Crimson X, or possibly No More Innocence. And if you still don't believe me, then I have a lot of other things that it will really come into your mind, that why, how, and what the heck. Where we know that Not Perfect version 2 is most likely going to come in eventually, whether if it's private servers, public, we don't know, as well as the fact of the original version of Green Hill possibly also. So there's so much things that are going on that, from what I'm getting at now, is that I am very, very confident that Outcome Memories, the cancellation, did not mean a cancellation. It just means that over time we're gonna get some stuff if possible. So if we're saying that, okay, there's something that's too hard to do, or there are not enough coders, or it take a lot of time, it probably won't happen. But when you talk about something that was halfway done or something that was scrapped, it could be finished up and dropped into the game. And everybody knows that so much was leaked for Outcome Memories in the past that we basically knew like the next roadmap for the next coming years of what was going to be in this game. And there's so much things that were worked on halfway, such as like Lord X, many other executioners, many other characters, Mighty, Ray, Fang, as well as the Chaotix. There's so many characters that are being worked on that maybe with a little extra push, they could be, possibly they could be added to the game. Probably not public servers, but maybe private servers, who knows? And maybe over time, they work them enough to be in public servers. So I am very confident saying here that Outcome Memories is not fully in the grave yet. Because there's so many things that is possible. Because we know that, okay, based on some rights or whatever, some characters can't be in. A big example being 2017X. We don't know if 2017X could be in. But we do know that Lord X and possibly Faker or some other characters could have a chance. And that's where my main point is that if you're finishing up stuff that was not finished, then who's to say that we can't get possibly Lord X, we possibly can't get Furnace, because Furnace, we have Legacy Furnace in private servers with the proper moveset. So who knows? Some balancing and you could drop that character in public servers. No More Innocence. Possibly, like if you guys don't know, I have actually played with Devilish Deeds guy and we have checked out some developer exclusive characters. You could check out that video. No More Innocence was like halfway through where it just needed some extra stuff with his moves as well as the fact with some balancing. And who's to say that, like, we don't know, maybe No More Innocence could be in the game soon. We don't know, maybe Lord X could be in the game, maybe the Chaotix, maybe Vector, who knows, right? So there are many things that I'm assuming now that could possibly be worked on, which my closing statement would be that Outcome Memories isn't cancelled, it's just over time we might get the pieces that were left behind. But yeah, that's basically everything that I want to talk about with you all today. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below what do you think. We are trying to reach 20,000 subscribers for the next giveaway, everybody. And when we do reach the set goal, I will be announcing a winner. You already know, you just gotta like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and you could enter the giveaway just by doing all of that. So until next time, everybody, see y'all.